Good morning, everyone. Long time no see on this channel. I'm gonna just bring y'all along on my day with me. I don't have a whole lot happening today, but I've really been struggling and trying to figure out what exactly to put here on the family channel. And so I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna bring y'all along on my days sometimes when I have, you know, nothing or even something to do, just to kind of let you in, see a little behind the scenes of what I'm doing, and hopefully I can get the family on board to start filming really soon as well. Life is so busy for my daughters who have families, so hopefully they will get things stabilized and can start filming a little more in that area. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you a few things that I'm working on today, just behind the scenes of what I do maybe during the day for my other thrifting channel, Thrifter. So let's just get right into it. Now I have a fun little project that I'm about to work on. Alright, so what I'm working on today, I'm getting ready to do a fall home tour on my thrifting channel, and I spray painted this color here for our guest bathroom, and I don't like it. So I really think that I want to paint it this heirloom white. This is the same color that let me turn y'all around and show you, painted my upper kitchen cabinets there. So I'm going to just use what I have here. I normally like to spray paint things like this. Get y'all turned back around. But I think today I'm just going to use what I have on hand. So that's all I'm going to be doing right now, is just painting this frame and getting it ready to hang back up in my guest bathroom. Well, this one's done sat in my refrigerator in the baggie too long, so I went and found me a little sponge. Hopefully this will work. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to put this project off. Okay, I think it might work. So, all right, let me see if I can get it complete now. I'll show y'all what it looks like when it's all finished. Okay, while that's drying, I have a couple of little holes here and there that take that same color paint. So I'm gonna come back here and get some caulk, excuse me, while I come to the bathroom and get that, because I keep this in our bathroom cabinet here way in the back, so that it don't like get hard out in this 110-degree heat we had been having here in Texas. So let me show y'all what I'm talking about here in my kitchen. While I already have a paintbrush out and wet and, you know, have the mess, I want to do this. So I have this little washboard that I thrifted recently and I hung up here, but I had something here previously that has a couple of big holes here. So I want to get some caulk in those and dab a little paint over that. And yes, I have paint all over my finger already. I have a couple, they're really small little holes here, but anytime I remember that I have a little nail hole or something, I want to go ahead, let me see if I can get it to focus for y'all. I want to go ahead and get those, you know, filled in and paint it over, because otherwise you have just a million little holes all over the place like I have in my living room, and it just becomes messy looking. I think this spring and summer I'm gonna tackle the project of painting my living room and down my hall, maybe even texturing the walls or something. I don't know, y'all. I love my home. I have an imperfect home, but I love it because it's mine and it's paid for. So what am I gonna do now? You know what, I'm hungry, so I think I'm gonna get my smoothie out. I made a smoothie yesterday or day before yesterday, and I always make enough to have an extra one. So I think I'm gonna get that out and go ahead and caulk these holes while I'm kind of sipping on that and get those spots painted and get that little project out of the way. Y'all look how dirty my fridge is. But yeah, so this is the smoothie. I just put it in the refrigerator for like a day, and you'll see how it kind of separates here. And I just put one of these, I thrifted some of these little lids, and I just keep them on here. And what I do is just give this a good shake. That way I don't have to go through the whole process of dirtying everything to make another smoothie. I always make enough to have like two, and I'll just put one in the refrigerator. So I'm just gonna get this all shaken up, whatever you're supposed to say. And then, like I said, for the probably 5th time, I'm gonna get these holes caulked and painted. I've also been in the process of wanting to make some overnight oats. Y'all, normally I will sit things out in the kitchen that I need to do or want to do and kind of work on. And so this is my little pile over here on my stovetop. Like, I need to refill this with some spaghetti noodles. I haven't done that yet. I want to make some overnight oats. I've honestly never had overnight oats. If you have a good overnight oats recipe, let me know, because I do want to try that. I think those are good also for on the run. We are extremely busy. I know everybody's busy, and I keep saying that, but I'm not used to having to leave my house every single day, because we were and kind of are still a homeschool family. But for the last couple of years, all of Elizabeth's school has been either like at a co-op or at a Christian academy where she does like some high school courses there. And this year, y'all, it is wild. We are up and out of this house every single day, taking her to a class at a different campus. She's taking some college courses, so she goes to the college campus 2 days a week. And so anyway, it's kind of different for us and wild for us to be, you know, up and out of the house every single day. Now, she does have her driver's permit, and she's learning to drive. You know, we have to make some modifications for her on that, but she's doing very, very well. So I'm super excited for her to be able to have that independence, and hopefully we can start kind of shopping around for her a car, because currently her pedal extenders are on my car, and I try to let her drive as much as she can because she needs the experience. But your mama here don't like having to drive with the pedal extenders on, and they are too hard to take on and off, so I have to like have the seat all the way back, and I'm kind of driving like this. But anyway, I mean, I do what I have to do for her to, you know, let her get the experience to drive. So I'm excited though when we can find her a little inexpensive car to have her pedal extenders on, and I can have mine back. All right, anyway, back to what was we even doing? All right, we were putting some caulk, and I just got this, I think, at the dollar store, just some little caulk that I used to fill in things here and there. So all I'm gonna do is just fill in these holes and paint these spots. And I'm also gonna look around here in the kitchen and see if there's anything else that could use a little touch up or two while I have the paint out. And I'm just gonna fill that in and use my finger, just kind of smooth it out. My husband is so funny, y'all. He hates to paint, he hates to caulk, he hates anything that like makes him get dirty, in other words. So he does not like doing these little projects like this, so I will normally do them because it does not bother me. I grew up with a dad who worked and retired from the railroad, but he also flipped houses on the side and got him a nice little retirement doing that. He's, you know, he can do carpentry work, he can do just about anything you ask him to do, honestly. If you need a tool, he's got it. But yeah, so I got a lot of like my experience with different things, like doing house projects and stuff, from my dad. And so anyway, all right, let me give that a few minutes to dry and go put some of this on the one in the bedroom, and then I'll come back and paint these. But in the meantime, I'm gonna sip here on this smoothie that I know looks completely disgusting to some of y'all, but it's good for you. And this is really the only way that I have found that I can get in all of the vegetables that I know I need to be eating, but I just don't want to sit and eat on a plate of food. I can get them in a lot faster doing it this way. I'm just going to put some of this caulk on my finger, and we'll go back here and, hey y'all, do the bedroom holes real quick. These holes are so tiny, y'all probably can't even see them, but I know that they're here, and so it will bother me to know that they're here and not filled in. So yeah, it was that simple. I don't think I have holes anywhere else really that need to be filled in at the moment. I have a doorway right here that the cat scratched to high heaven that I need to kind of sand down and paint over. But I think I'm gonna wait until, sorry, I don't even have y'all in frame here. I think I'm gonna wait until I do my painting of the living room and hallway before I tackle those baseboards and stuff. Or is it, no, frame on the door. Because why do that right now? I don't know. Why not just wait and do that when I'm doing all of the other stuff? Because I'd really like to get new doors too. I always have a list of things that I want to do. So what I really want to have done to our house, this last spring and summer, we did a lot of outdoor stuff. A lot of things that needed to be done outdoors. We had some termites get in some stuff on our back patio, and so we had to have the house all treated for that, and a bunch of stuff tore down, rebuilt. We had shutters put up. We just had a lot of things that kind of needed to be done outdoors. And so this spring and summer, I'm hoping to save up enough money, because we never like take out a loan or anything. I mean, unless we have to. I mean, if our house floods or, you know, something is just necessary where we have to take out a loan, we will. But we prefer, for especially cosmetic type things, to save the money up and have cash on hand to pay for it. That's how we were able to do all of our exterior stuff. And so now we gotta regroup. We have a bunch of birthdays coming up. Elizabeth's graduating this year. She needs a car. So it's just one of those things that, you know, we don't like to be in debt. We try to pay for things as we go. So if it's cosmetic, I'm just gonna have to put a band-aid on it until I get the money saved up. I really wanna have our ceilings sheetrocked and new doors put on the interior. Let's see, the living room and hallway painted, and, you know, just stuff like that. It's things I can live with. But if I have everything else done and caught up, I would like to save some money to have those things done. So, you know, it's always fun to have goals. Giving you a little behind the scenes look here at what I do sometimes when I film thrift hauls. I don't do it this way every time, but this is how I'm going to do it today. And I do it this way quite often. So just going to get everything set up and work on that. So right now I'm testing to see if I need to bring in my ring light or if my natural light is good enough for today. And I think I'm going to be okay without the ring light today, which I do prefer not to use that. I prefer natural light, so we're just going to go with this and film it without the light today. Here's the picture that goes in that frame that I'm painting, so that'll look good in there, I think. It was yellow. And then I painted it that, I don't even know what, silvery looking color, and then to white. I really think I'm going to like it white better. Okay, well, I got to stop talking to y'all on this channel because I have to hop on and start talking to my friends here on the other channel real quick. So I wasn't even going to include this in this video, but this is just real life of what happens when you are filming YouTube channels. I went over to change locations of the GoPro, and I don't think it was recording anything I said. So now I'm taking the SD card out and putting my adapter, and I'm going to see real quick if this even recorded anything I did a while ago. This is truly behind the scenes of what goes on here. So I just have to import it and check it real quick. Okay. It was yellow. Yes. And then I painted. It did. So I haven't quite learned how to use the GoPro yet, so that's probably the problem. So let me get everything back set up and continue on with what we were doing. All right, I wanted to have some pinto beans with our supper tonight, but I forgot to soak them last night. They normally don't take as long to cook if you will soak them overnight. So I'm going to do a quick soak method, or I don't even know if that's what you call it, but it's where you put your beans in some boiling water for like an hour and then just cut it off. Okay, so yes, I think I was on the right path, telling y'all the right thing. I started kind of second guessing myself because I haven't had to do it that much. But yeah, the first thing you're going to do is rinse your beans. And I'm not going to use like a ton of beans because this is just going to be like a little side dish for us. Maybe like a cup and a half, something like that. But definitely always rinse your beans and go through and make sure, you know, there's no rocks or really bad broken ones that just look, you know, like a rock or anything like that. So that's all I'm going to do is get them rinsed really good. We're having pork chops. And so I just wanted a little small pot of pinto beans to go with it. So once you get them rinsed, put them in your pot with some salt, a little bit of salt, maybe like a teaspoon of salt, and some water. I don't know, maybe about 6 quarts of water, or maybe not that much. I'm going to use my Berkey filter though, because I don't like to cook. Oh, there's Kitty. I don't like to cook and use a lot of the tap water when I'm cooking. So I'm going to get some water out of my Berkey real quick. In case you're curious, Berkey is a water filtration system that really purifies your water, so you don't have to worry about all the contaminants. And I'm honestly not measuring. I'm just going to put some water in here. I'm not going to try to be exact about it because I really don't think it makes that big of a difference. So I'm just going to add some water and then take these to the stove. Okay, so we're gonna bring it over here, put it on the stove. I'm gonna put it on like medium high and get this to a boil. So I do remember last time I did this, like I said, I've only had to do it a couple times, but you bring it to a rapid boil, and then once it starts boiling, time it for at least 2 minutes. Sometimes, I think one time I did it for like 3 minutes and it did just fine. But then once you get it boiling and your timer goes off, turn the heat off and put a lid on it and let it sit there for like an hour, and then they should be, you know, able to cook like they were kind of if you had soaked them overnight. So that's a fun little tip for you if you wanted to have a pot of beans but you didn't soak them the night before. There is a quick soak method. So let's get this up to a boil. Once it gets up to a boil, time it, cut it off, put the lid on it, let it sit there for an hour. So as you can see now, it is at a very rapid boil, and I have my timer on for 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn it off, put the lid on, and let them sit there and soak. All right, so update here on the beans. They've been sitting in here probably over an hour because I got busy. I'm gonna take the lid off. And so this is what they're gonna look like. But you want to strain these and rinse them. Don't cook it in that, because that would just be bleh. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse the pan out real quick. And rinse these beans off. All right, I got my beans, and I have some pinto bean seasoning somewhere. I'm gonna try to find that. All right, yes, this pinto bean seasoning right here, y'all. It is so good. I'm usually really funny about my seasonings, but I like this stuff in my beans. It's really good. Be generous. They're amazing with this seasoning, I'm telling you. A little bit of that. Some garlic powder, because everything has to have garlic powder. I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper. I don't usually like to put salt. I'm sure that other seasoning already has salt, but I like to put salt kind of at the ends. I'm gonna put some pepper in here. And then I have some leftover link sausage here. I'm gonna probably cut up one of these and put this in here also. I'll probably freeze the other one for another pot of beans. We grilled like a big old thing of this, and I saved it because I knew I would be making some beans. So this is going to give the beans really good flavor, and you can eat it, and it'll have a little bit of protein in there too. I'm having grilled pork chops to go along with these, and like some mashed potatoes. But if anybody wants to eat the sausage out of the beans, of course, that's what they're there for. And I might throw some onion in here, or maybe just some onion powder. I'm not really sure. Okay, so here's where we are on the little picture that I want to put in the guest bathroom that I've been working on today before I end the video. I wanted to share with y'all that it's too white for me. So if you kind of look, it just almost looks like this looks old and like vintage, and then this just looks too fresh and new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of this, what they call rub and buff, on there, and it kind of just helps things look aged and not so fresh and new. So I've got the antique gold one here that I'm going to use, and all I'm going to do is get me a tiny little paintbrush and kind of, you know, put it into the details and then wipe it off. And then I'll show y'all a little bit of the process and then what it looks like at the very end. You'll be able to see the difference. All right, so we are finished eating. It is dark outside. I am tired. I'm about to tackle all of these dishes over here, get leftovers put away, make my husband a lunch plate. But thank y'all for hanging out with us today, seeing a little of the behind the scenes that I do for my thrifting channel. We hope that y'all have a wonderful evening. We love y'all. See you in the next video. Bye.